It's been 4 years since Colombia introduced a law on reparations for victims of the country's 50-year-old conflict. The measure came out of the process to demobilize right-wing paramilitaries. Our correspondent Natalia Margarita has more now from Colombia.
It's been almost 20 years since Jaime was forced to flee his hometown in Guaviare state. He recalls it was a moment when business people were taking over lands to bust rubber plantations. In 2011, Colombia's law of victims was sanctioned. Since then, the restitution of land for residents like Jaime has begun.
I lost everything, and now we are at least trying to achieve with Colombian state through the government to somehow reestablish the condition for a dignified life that we used to have as a result of our efforts and for our families and the people that used to work in these regions.
Out of the 7 million registered victims of the armed conflict, 86% have been forcibly displaced. For the Unit for the Victims' Reparation, the challenge has been major, as it is not just about giving back lands, but guaranteeing social and security conditions for those willing to return.
As a condition for an effective victims' reparation, the Colombian state and government must guarantee life so that we can actually live in those regions that we attempt to return to. There is no point in returning to our territories if after 8 or 15 days, the paramilitary group Akrim comes and displaces us again.
500,000 victims have been assisted since the law of victims was signed 4 years ago, a law that, according to social advisor Ernesto Caicedo, has been an important step in terms of generating the institutional structure that is needed for victims' compensation. However, he says the challenges are even bigger.
In this continued armed conflict, as long as the issue of land distribution and wealth distribution is not solved, the situation will continue to be difficult. The victims' reparation in terms of material and land compensation will continue to be postponed.
As 69 land restitution leaders have been assassinated while attempting to return to their territories, victims' biggest hope is the guarantees of non-repetition, something that can only be achieved by bringing to an end Colombia's armed conflict. Natalia Margarita, Telesur, Bogotá.